Hello, my sadistic bastards, and how the hell are you? Tonight's video is on history of ghosts. Since ancient times, ghost stories, tales of spirits who return from the dead to haunt the places they left behind, have figured prominently, whatever that word is the folklore of many cultures around the world. A rich subset of these tales involved historical figures ranging from queens and politicians to writers and gangsters, many of whom died early, violent, or mysterious deaths. What is a ghost? The concept of a ghost, also known as a specter, is based on the ancient idea that the person's spirit exists separately from his or her body and may continue to exist after that person dies. Because of this idea, many societies began to use funeral rituals as a way to ensure that the dead person's spirit would not return to haunt the living. Did you know the notorious mobster Al Capone has reportedly appeared to disrespectful visitors at his funeral plot? In an Illinois cemetery, spectral banjo music has supposedly been heard coming out from inside Capone's old cell at Alcatraz, where he was one of the first inmates. How's that fun fact? Places that are haunted are usually believed to be associated with some occurrence or emotion in the ghost's past. They are often a former home or the place where he or she died. Aside from actual ghostly apparitions, traditional signs of haunting range from strange noises, lights, odors, or breeze to the displacement of objects, bells that ring spontaneously, or musical instruments have seemed to play on their own. Excuse me. Early ghost sightings. In the 1st century AD, the great Roman author and statesman Pliny the Younger recorded one of the first notable ghost stories in his letter, which became famous for their vivid account of life during the heyday of the Roman Empire. Pliny reported that the specter of an old man with a long beard, rattling chains, was haunting his house in Athens. The Greek writer Lucian, and Pliny's fellow Roman, Plautus, also wrote memorable ghost stories. Centuries later, in 856 AD, the first poltergeist, a ghost that causes physical disturbance such as loud noises or objects falling or being thrown around, was reported at a farmhouse in Germany. The poltergeist, or noisy ghost, or playful ghost, tormented the family living there by throwing stones and starting fires, among other things. Excuse me. 3 famous historical ghosts. One of the most frequently reported ghost sightings in England dates back to the 16th century. Anne Boleyn, I can't read. The second wife of King Henry, whatever that the number is, I can't do Roman numerals, and mother of Queen Elizabeth I, was executed at the Tower of London in May 1536 after being accused of witchcraft, treason, incest, and adultery. Sightings of Boleyn's ghost have been reported at the tower as well as in various other locations, including her childhood home, Hever Castle, in Kent. America's own rich tradition of historical ghosts begins with one of its most illustrious founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin. Beginning in the late 19th century, Franklin's ghost was seen near the library of the American Philosophical Society in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Some reports held that the statue of Franklin in front of the society comes to life and dances in the streets. Though many ghost sightings have been reported at the White House in Washington, D.C. over the years, perhaps no political figure has made so frequent an appearance in the afterlife as Abraham Lincoln, the nation's 16th president, who was killed by an assassin's bullet in April 1865. Lincoln, formerly a lawyer and congressman from Illinois, is said to have been seen wandering near the old Springfield Capitol building, as well as his nearby law offices at the White House. Everyone from first ladies to queens to prime ministers have reported seeing the ghost or feeling the presence of Honest Abe, particularly during the administration of Franklin D. Roosevelt, another president who guided the country through a time of great upheaval, whatever it is, and war. Apparel and war. Wow. Haunted places. Some locations simply seem to lead themselves to hauntings, perhaps due to the dramatic or grisly events that occurred there in the past. Over the centuries, sightings of spectral armies have been reported on famous battlefields around the world, including important battle sites from the English Civil War in the 17th century, the bloody Civil War battles of Gettysburg, and the World War I sites in Gallipoli near Turkey, and the Somme, northern France. Wow, my reading sucks. I do apologize to y'all. I'm boring myself. Another particularly active center for paranormal activity is the HMS Queen Mary, a cruiser ship built in the 1936 for the Cunard White Star Line. After serving in the British Royal Navy in World War II, the 81,000-ton ship retired in Long Beach, California in 1967. The plan was to turn it into a floating luxury hotel and resort. Since then, the Queen Mary has become notorious for its spectral presences, with more than 50 ghosts reported over the years. The ship's last chief engineer, John Smith, reported hearing unexplained sounds and voices from the area near the ship's bow, in almost the same location as a doomed British aircraft cruiser. The Curacoa had pierced a hole when it sank after an accidental wartime crash. that killed more than 300 sailors aboard. Smith also claimed to have encountered the ghost of Winston Churchill, or at least his spectral cigar smoke in the Prime Minister's old stateroom aboard the ship. Many visitors to the Queen Mary have reported seeing a phantom crew member in blue overalls walking the decks around the ship's swimming pool. Reports have been made of mysterious splashes and ghostly women in old-fashioned bathing suits or dresses, along with the trails of wet footsteps appearing along after the pool had been drained. Among major cities, New York is especially rich with ghost stories. The spirit of Peter Stuyvesant, whatever that name is, the city's last Dutch colonial governor, has been seen stomping around the East Village on his wooden leg since shortly after his death in 1672. The author Mark Twain is believed to haunt the stairwell of his one-time village apartment building, while the ghost of poet Dylan Thomas is said to sometimes occupy his usual corner table at the West Village White Horse Tavern, where he drank a fatal 18 shots of scotch in 1953. Perhaps the most famous New York ghost is that of Aaron Burr, who served as vice president under Thomas Jefferson, but is best known for killing Alexander Hamilton. Man. In a duel in 1804, Burr's ghost is said to roam the streets of his old neighborhood. Also, the West Village. Burr's spectral activity is focused partially on one restaurant, one if by land, two if by sea, which is located in a Barrow Street building that was once Burr's carriage house. I thank you all for listening to my boring reading, and apparently I suck at reading. But I hope that you all, get some education from these videos, and I hope, maybe you guys learn a thing or two, and you can pass it on to somebody. If not, I do apologize. But so as Halloween quickly approaches us, I'm getting ready to finish my last video or two for y'all. I know I was supposed to do 31 videos, but, things happen, life happens. Just ungodly amounts of work and very short time. But hopefully what I've done for y'all, it's good enough. It's educational and fun. And honestly, if you have any questions, please drop them at the bottom. But after October, I want to try to do another couple more pepper challenges, and maybe start doing some on Thanksgiving. I'm not going to promise how many videos I'm going to do for you on Thanksgiving, because apparently when I tell you I'm going to do something, something always comes up and backfires on me. But again, I hope y'all enjoyed this videos. I know I have enjoyed it whenever I was able to do them. And fingers crossed I'll be able to get one or two more out before Halloween is over, October's over with, and to spook y'all, to educate y'all, to give you guys something to do while you're waiting in a waiting room, or waiting in a traffic jam, or waiting for the last little bit before it's time to clock out from your job. Or you're just bored, you want something to numb your brain, you can always come and check out my videos. They're probably not what you say entertaining, but that's alright too. Have you all have a run-in with a spirit before? Whether it's a positive run-in, a negative run-in, or even an angel, or hope not, a demon. Please drop your story at the bottom. I would love to read. I'd love to hear it. And maybe next year I can add your story into one of my videos. It'd be kind of cool too. But anyways, thankfully, you guys don't have to suffer too much through this video. It's only 18 minutes and 19 seconds and 82, milliseconds long. So it's about enough time to your lunch break, or before you go to bed, or even in a waiting room. Who knows? I am still thinking about doing a podcast, but I want to get better at this first, and because I figure it ain't no sense doing a podcast if I'm going to suck at it like I do these videos. So, as time is approaching on this video, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have already, thank you so very much. Go to my friend's channel. It's Shane Space 717. Like and subscribe to his stuff. I'm sure he'll appreciate it very much. I'm going to leave you to watch the last few seconds of this video. And thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe and hit the bell. Night Squatch Prepper out.